Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the words of the Orchis Yosher, and Rav Chaim Kanievsky is bringing down one source after the other to show us how important and how careful a person has to be with their words. Now listen what he writes today from the Sefer Chasidim. Kosov, it's written, Kesha Adam Noilad, when a person is born, Nigzar lav kama milim yedaber b'yemei chayav. It is decreed upon that person how many words they are going to speak in their life. Ve'achar and afterwards, meaning after 120 years, and a person is standing there in front of the heavenly courts, and they're judging and they're looking at all of his words. Seifrim kol hamilim, they're going to count up all the words. Im hayu lidvar mitzvah, and they will see how many of them were spoken for a dvar mitzvah, for mitzvah purposes, which means they were good words, they were words of Torah, they were words of encouragement, they were words of brachas, of blessings, they were conversations that could have even been part of conversations, meaning that there was just nothing negative in those conversations. We'll call those dvar mitzvah. Oichas v'shalom lehebach, or God forbid, the opposite, which is a person used his speech for the inappropriate things that we're talking about over here. He scoffs, he ridicules, he puts down, he is nasty, he has nivel peh, which is coarse and foul language. If he speaks gossip and lashon hara, all the different terrible things that a person could speak about with their mouth, those will be counted as well. And Hashem is going to say, I gave you X amount of words, and you're supposed to, through your words, elevate yourself and the people around you and grow in a positive direction. And instead, Chas v'Shalom, says the Sefer Chasidim, you use them for the wrong things. When it says further in the Gemara, Afilu sicha kala shebein ish le'ishtay, even a simple conversation between a husband and a wife, Magidin loy b'shas hadin, it will be retold over to that person at the time of their judgment, which means you thought you're lying and you're sitting in the room at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're catching up from the day, and you're having a small, innocent conversation, except that there are things in that conversation, especially late at night when you're tired and you're not on guard so much of yourself. There are definitely things that will seep into your words, whether it's ridiculing somebody else, whether it's putting somebody down, whether it's gossip, lashon hara, whatever it is that you might say. That small little conversation, the house is quiet, it's just you and your spouse sitting there and schmoozing, catching up on a long day. Who's paying any attention? Says the Gemara, you know who's paying attention? The Holy One, blessed be He, the Master of the universe, is listening. And that sicha kala, that light conversation, that seemingly innocent conversation that you thought that nobody else is listening on to. No, magidin loy b'shas hadin. It's going to be recounted at the time of judgment, and you'll see how much damage was caused physically in this world and in the spiritual world as a result of the innocent words that you thought you were saying, that they were really very serious. And then he finishes everything that Chazal say, and all of the punishments that they mention, the punishments that are mentioned for the person who scoffs and ridicules and uses his mouth for the wrong things, who bli shum guzma chas v'shalom, they are without any exaggeration, God forbid. Chazal, our sages, the holy ones of Klal Yisrael, they do not exaggerate in the way that they express themselves. Umuchrach lihiskayim, it is imperative, and it is inevitable that the words of the sages are going to be fulfilled. Im lo yishab b'tshuva, if a person doesn't do tshuva, if a person made a mistake, and they did a sin, and they spoke in the wrong way, so they can always do teshuvah. Of course, HaKadosh Baruch Hu made the world like that, but if a person doesn't, Rahman al-Itzlan, then they will have to incur the wrath that the sages speak about over here. And someone who doesn't believe in this truthfully, doesn't believe in the words of Chazal and what they say is the way in which it's going to be. They don't believe in the metzius, in the reality that Chazal are portraying to us. Who kaifa b'chol Torah kula, such a person actually denies all of the Torah, ve'ein lo chelik b'chal Yisrael chas v'shalom. And Rav Chaim Kanievsky, not mincing his words over here, he writes, someone who doesn't fully believe in the statements of our sages and doesn't believe that the punishments are going to be enacted the way that it says, then they have no portion truly amongst Klal Yisrael chas v'shalom, because this is all part of our emunah. This is all part of our DNA. This is what it means to be a Jew. And the more that a person believes in this, the more they are connected to the Yadus, to their Yiddishkeit. They're connected to Klal Yisrael, they're connected to Torah, they're connected to Hashem. And then when a person opens their mouth, before they open their mouth, they stop and they think, Hashem is counting my words. Hashem is giving me a certain amount. Hashem is listening to everything. He's recording it all. He's going to play it back for me after 120 years. He's going to show me exactly what destructive things I did with my speech, even though I was standing over here in Los Angeles, in New York, Eretz Yisrael, South Africa, wherever a person might be. He takes my words and he carries them through the stratospheres to another place. And chas v'chalila, who knows what destruction my words caused. A person believes in that. They have a big chelik, a big portion in the Torah, and they have a big portion with Hashem and His world. A person doesn't believe in these basic facts of life, says Rav Chaim Kanievsky, so then they're lacking the real amun and connection to Torah, to Klal Yisrael, and to the Rebbeinu Shalom. May we be zeicha be'ez Hashem as we continue learning. The more you have to remember, the more that you learn, the more your mind and your heart and your soul begins to connect with the emes of Torah, with the truth of Torah. And if we will continue learning, and we will continue probing, and we will continue understanding and working on our connection to all of these magnificent words that Rav Chaim Kanievsky is bringing for us from our sages, from the Torah itself, then it will fill us with greater appreciation and emunah for the Torah. And in that way we will be people that are not just Jews, and not just people that learn, and not just people that try to keep the Torah, but we will be the believers and the emissaries and the upkeepers of our Kodesh Baruch Hu's Torah, His mission and His plan here in this world, which is to illuminate the generation, to illuminate the entire universe with the Das Elokis, with the godly knowledge that belongs to Klal Yisrael, because we are His godly children. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.